Rick, second half, you guys really got going on the offensive end. What did you like from that half and how you guys got it down there?
Well, we got stagnant in the second quarter, and we needed to pick our pace back up and get more movement, ball and man movement, and some good things happened. Matherin got us started off with 2 free throws right off the bat, and then we got going a little bit and got a little bit of separation, and second unit kept pressure on him.
The last 2 games, you guys have taken 39 more shots combined than your opponents. How much has been the focus of that possession battle and what it's meant for you recently?
Well, I talk about the possession aspect of the game all the time. Just as simple as putting 2 hands on every ball, rebounding with 2 hands, putting eyes on somebody. We had a couple of uncharacteristic turnovers early in the game, but we had a very low turnover game overall. So, 7 turnovers or 8 turnovers, and they got some points off them, but it's still a low number. And the rebounding was good, and we were able to make them pay when they went small. Miles did some great things around the basket.
Another offensive focus question, but it seems like you guys are taking more threes recently. Has that been something you've wanted to reintegrate back?
Good ones, sure. Yeah, we want good ones. I think another thing I think it's important to point out, Matherin in the last couple games is really playing a high level of efficient basketball. He's taking the right shots. He's working at defense. He's timing up drives. He's been patient and disciplined, and so this is a young player that is realizing the importance of efficiency, and he's doing some really good things right now.
This is obviously kind of true across the board, but I mean, how much do you think you're seeing connectivity out of your first unit in particular? I mean, those guys, it seems like as a group, have been very efficient offensively in terms of moving the ball and finding each other. Just what do you like about just the way they seem tied together?
Yeah, it's we've had a good run here over the last 2 weeks, whatever it is, but it's constant work to maintain, and it's constant reminders. And look, the second quarter, we were hunting matchups a little bit, and we just slowed down and got into playing one-on-one. That's not our game. And so, one-on-one at the end of the clock, that's one thing. But we need to create problems early and in the middle of the clock to get great shots as best we can. And we got to wear teams down. We got to wear teams down with our depth. And so, second half, we did a much better job. We didn't have enough pressure on them in the first half.
What do you like about Miles in particular? Obviously, he goes down for a little bit with the injury. Was questionable to return from it. It looked like he probably really made a point when he got back to make an impact there. Just what do you like about what he did on both ends?
Miles is playing with a lot of patience and discipline, and like Matherin, he's playing a very efficient game. He's going to his strengths. He understands when teams put a small on him, he's going right to the rim and he's punishing them. And he had a great run of that in the Boston game. Did some good things in Miami, and then tonight, some of the finishes and dunks, and he had a really big tip in at one point in the first quarter or in the second half that was really big.
I want to go back to Matherin real quick. I mean, just how much are you just seeing a sense from him of how he fits and how he can make things come together again on both ends of the floor?
Well, he's becoming a player that fits. And he's working at it, and he's understanding that, fitting into our system is going to mean making certain sacrifices, running and being a threat even if you don't touch the ball, taking the right shots, not just driving the ball into crowds. Just young players have to learn patience, and they have to learn discipline, and he's learning those things, and it's great to see. I mean, his gifts are pretty obvious. He's a great finisher when he has space to the rim, and he can rise up from 3 with ease, and he can create good open looks at threes with ease. And he's making those reads. Last 2 games, really as good as any 2 games since he's been here. And I'm going to stay in his ear about it to continue with it because it's winning basketball.